Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ep.5 of Crossbar podcast. This is Yaz.
This is Brian.
This is Air7.
And this is Mosan.
I'll let you introduce yourself. What team do you support and why?
I'm Mosan Bonaktar. I born in Iran. Now I'm in France for continuing my studies, and I follow and support Real Madrid for the first, and after Liverpool and AC Milan.
Awesome. Brian, you heard that? Supports Real Madrid.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
You said where you're from. When did you start following football?
I think it was 2005
Okay.
or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good amount of time. And I know you talked about this before. Football idols. Who would?
For me, premier is David Beckham,
David Beckham. Okay.
Ronaldinho,
Yep.
Yes.
of course, Brazilian Ronaldo.
Brazilian Ronaldo.
Nazario. Yes,
Ronaldo 9.
we Nazario. It's all.
Okay, it's good. It's good. And now we're gonna do some icebreaker questions. So I'm gonna go slow. Okay. So does pineapple belong on pizza?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
PS4 or Xbox?
Xbox.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cats or dogs? Hey, you got the thing.
Dogs.
Dogs. Okay. Spotify or Apple Music?
Spotify.
Spotify. Okay. Are you a morning person or a night person?
Of course, night person.
Nice person. Me too. Me too. If you had to choose one actor to play you in a movie about yourself, who would it be?
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman? I can see it. I can kind of see it. And what's your favorite emoji?
It's cool after the sunglasses.
Oh, okay.
My glasses are cool. I like it.
News in the football world. So it was announced recently that the 2020 Ballon d'Or is canceled. The award will not be awarded to any player this year due to breaks in football due to the coronavirus. How do you guys feel about that? Is that a little too harsh or is that reasonable?
I think it's reasonable, but on the other hand, I feel like people who are we're fighting for that trophy probably not gonna fight as hard.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I think it is it does make sense because they missed 3 or 4 months of football. Prime time too, prime time of UCL. Yeah.
I didn't really understand why they canceled it, to be honest, because it did. I mean, the only thing I can think about is that it was unfair for the French league players. Maybe Mbappe or Neymar, because they didn't have the rest of their season. But to be perfectly honest, both of them probably weren't going to win either way. I think it was between Lewandowski, Benzema,
Benzema.
Messi.
or maybe Ramos.
Or Real Madrid squad, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe Ramos, but I just hear that it was trended a hashtag to justice to Lewandowski.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Justice for Lewandowski.
I can see that.
I don't think he deserves it unless he wins the Champions League.
Well, how about this? As it stands right now, if the season were to end today, who would you think would raise the trophy?
I'd say Benzema, Lewandowski.
No, just one person.
Just one.
It was final.
Yeah. For me personally, I would say Benzema. And I could back it up. Benzema without a big player, like such as like Hazard wasn't there this year. He pretty much had to take a role of not only a striker, but also a facilitator. But you see Bayern right now, and they're scary. They're a very scary team. I think Benzema has had really to put on like a lot of the weight of a team like Real Madrid and really like take on a lot of that pressure. And he did really well this year. So, but I can understand why Lewandowski would win.
It's a little complicated. I say to Yazdan and he will translate. بگو که اگه یه معلول جای کریم بنزما بود گلای بیشتری میزد. من خودم رئالی ام ولی میگم که راموس چون کریم بنزما هر کسی جای بنزما بود بهتر گل میزد.
Yeah, he just said that if it was a injured player over there and on the top, would score more goals than Karim Benzema.
Oh,
he said, I am a Real Madrid fan, but I'm not supporting Benzema.
Wait, what do you mean? So if there was an injured player, what do you mean?
Someone with no legs, like a paralyzed person.
So who would score more goals than Benzema?
Yeah, I mean he's just using this analogy to say like, yeah, I could score more goals than Benzema.
So why hasn't everyone else?
Lewandowski has.
Because he's the center forward of Real Madrid. He's number 9.
But
there's
he's
no more striker.
I think what he's trying to say is that he is just top there, and like they're like the midfield in Real Madrid is like feeding him. And
they're not though. That's the thing, because how Real Madrid works isn't based on one player. Like it's not a Barcelona where the whole team is based on Messi. You know what I mean? This team isn't based on Benzema. This team, if you look at how they score throughout the team. Benzema obviously has transformed himself into a playmaker, like from a really, really big playmaker, and still kept that playmaking where he not only facilitates, but now he's become a scorer. But like I said, I'm not going to say don't give it to Lewandowski because I think he would deserve it too. I'm just saying that Benzema, I think you could make an argument that he deserves it as well. That's all.
I mean, of course, with any of these trophies, you can't make a final decision until the season is completely over. Then you can go from there because things can still change depending on who wins Champions League, who wins Europa, all that stuff. But if it were to end today and you had to choose one person, I would say Lewandowski. Any closing thoughts before we move on?
I mean, I still would have said Messi, He's even though he was injured in the beginning of the season, he's still like breaking his own records, and he carried Barcelona till they're like now they're second. It's just because of him, honestly. Their team is so bad this year.
It's true.
And if this season was to like end like till like next, like if there was a Ballon d'Or next year, I feel like Bruno Fernandes would be a candidate. Probably not a winner, but a candidate because he's doing pretty well, and he's gonna.
He'd be like top 60 in the candidate list.
Yeah, I think the thing with him is like he just hasn't been there long enough, right?
Yeah,
exactly. That's why I said like if there was one next February, then
that, and he would have to usually for the Ballon d'Or, you have to win something.
Yeah,
or at least be like a major facilitator.
Europa League this year, so yeah.
Moving on to the next one. This is it's kind of football related. Right here, Manchester City star Raheem Sterling is close to signing a record-breaking £10 million a year deal with Adidas, according to the Times. That's a lot of money to put on one player. Do you guys think?
Wait, who? Raheem Sterling?
Raheem Sterling. Yeah. Do you guys think he's a very marketable person that you should throw that kind of money at, or do you think Adidas is making the?
I don't think so.
I don't know why they did it.
He's a great player, but he's not a marketable player. You know what I mean? He's not a Ronaldo where like the lights chase him and he makes himself, or like a Zlatan where like he makes himself known. Sterling for me has just been like a really, really good player who has advanced a lot, but he hasn't really stood out in terms of like of lights.
Yeah. I honestly, I feel like Jadon Sancho is bigger than Sterling in terms of like player attractiveness and appeal to fans. Like I feel like that's someone people gravitate towards more. But I mean, maybe they're hoping that um, further down the line he could make that leap and become the Ronaldo, that Messi. But I don't know if he can be that guy. I mean, Adidas is doing whatever they can to compete with Nike, which is fair. I mean, Nike is killing it, so they have to.
Yeah, and honestly, I think they're winning now, at least in soccer world. Like it was a huge transition. Like if you look back in like 2010, 2008, the soccer jerseys and the balls, they're like mostly Nikes. And now when you look at like teams and even like the match balls, they're mostly
Yeah,
Adidas. Even like the World Cup is Adidas.
yeah, it's true. Uh, definitely, soccer or football is a sport where Adidas is starting, because there are other sports like basketball and football and hockey. And Adidas doesn't really exist that much there, but in the football world, I mean, they have the biggest athlete in Messi.
Yeah.
What other stars? They have Benzema. They
Ward?
have Cruz. They have some big
I
players.
think they have Lewandowski as well.
Do they? Does he wear Adidas?
I think so. No. Pause.
Obviously, Nike has like Neymar and Cristiano, and then Puma is just trying to keep up. But yeah, it's really just Nike and Adidas. Any closing thoughts before we move on? So this one's transfer news now. Santi Cazorla, he's done in La Liga. He's going to join Qatari side Al Sadd, where he'll be managed by ex-Spain teammate Xavi. How do you guys see that going down? You think it's a good move for him?
I think it is.
Yeah, I think he's close to his end,
Yeah.
so why not make some money?
I mean, just go over there, have some fun, be under a coach that knows you, no pressure.
I
And
feel
then,
like even him would consider coaching himself. He looks like a coach type to me.
dude, he does. I could see him maybe going there and becoming a coach under
Yeah, like an assistant.
under Xavi. Yeah, just to transition into a coaching role. Anything else? All right, moving on. Barcelona are eyeing a move for Manchester City winger Bernardo Silva if Antoine Griezmann is sold this summer, according to Le 10 Sport. Is that the right move for Barca? Going after Bernardo?
Does Silva play? What wing does Silva play?
He can play either, really. But what he does is he likes to drift middle, and he ends up playing in middle mostly. But he starts on the
I think
wing.
he's a right wing.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I honestly don't think it's a good choice, just because they need a left winger, and they don't need a player who comes in and drifts in the middle. Like I think that's the main problem they have. No.
Dude, if Barcelona doesn't get their shit together, they're gonna be the next AC Milan, the next I hate to say it, but Man U in a way, like after Fergie. Obviously, Man U is picking up, but like kind of like that level where they're gonna drop. Yeah, is Bernardo the right fit? Is that? It seems like a weird addition. I feel like he should just stay at
Dude,
City.
I feel like Barca just has to just stop buying players and develop the team.
Mm-hmm.
Just like
Yeah.
smooth.
They have a good player in Fati. I don't understand why you would
Yeah.
chase another one. I think that they should just develop him. Like Perez, for example, has said like he's just not gonna buy any more players for this specific transfer window. And for our part, I think that's good because now that we can develop our youngsters,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like it's still too early to put that much pressure on Fati. I think they still need like a more experienced player to fill into that role. But definitely down the road, Fati could be that guy. Or they can sell him for a lot of money too, because he's still really young and has a lot of market value.
Yeah, Dembele as well. He's just not always around.
Yeah. Moving on to the next one. Arsenal have opened up talks over a swap deal for Felipe Coutinho and could include Matteo Guendouzi as part of the deal, according to reports. What do you guys think about that?
I feel like Arsenal's gonna benefit.
I think so too.
Honestly,
I don't mind that
it's
one at
gonna be
all.
a good place for him to go.
The thing is, Felipe Coutinho obviously doesn't have a home. He's trying to find a home. Is going to the Premier League the best move? Maybe, maybe not. He did. That's where he did make his name in the Premier League. Um, well, if it's like the thing is with Coutinho is he's a very delicate player, right? If he's not in the right situation, then he could kind of collapse and shy away. But if it does end up working out, man, that's a steal for Arsenal. Like I can already see him at the edge of the box, outside the 18, like curling one in past the goalkeeper, like to win the North London derby. I'm excited for it.
I think he would actually fit well in Arsenal because I feel like Arsenal still does play with a Cam type player.
It's funny because the one position that you really, really notice when, aside from center backs, obviously center backs you notice when they play, but you see there's no creativity at all in the front end of the
Yeah,
I feel like they just have a lot of midfielders, but not like.
Yeah.
Maybe someone like Bruno Fernandes, who sees everyone around him.
Exactly. I will say Fernandes is a little bit more creative than Coutinho. Coutinho does like to kind of shoot for himself, but yeah, if we could find like a Bruno Fernandes type player, that would be ideal. But thing is, in Barca, there's no room for him to create because there's too many creators. And in Arsenal, we don't have a creator, so he would slide right in. So it would be. I think it would be a good move for him. If it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out. We move on. In terms of Guendouzi going the other way, I remember Amir mentioned that he wasn't too convinced with Guendouzi. I think he should be a little skeptical because obviously Guendouzi has some like attitude problems, you know. But there's still a player there. If he gets the situation right, like he could be a really solid like player. I don't know if he's the guy for Barca, but you know what I mean.
I don't know. I feel like Guendouzi is Barcelona is a big club for him now, right? Right now,
He needs a team or a manager that really like puts him down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't see him, for example, going to like a PSG because I think it would be the opposite effect where he would actually like gain more of that mentality. But if you're placed into a team like Atletico Madrid or Real Madrid, where they have a very strong manager and that doesn't really fly in those teams, and they know like if you act up, you'll get replaced very easily. Especially at Atletico Madrid, where it's very disciplined, I think you'd do well.
Yo, Mohsen, do you think Coutinho would do well in Arsenal, or should he stay?
I think it's maybe very well decision for him.
Yeah.
Because he can he can stay someplace without very moving. It will be very well for him. Yeah. Because he's not a bad player, he's a very well player, but the problem is the moving all the time.
He's not that fast, yeah.
Yeah. It also kind of messes with your head when you bounce from one team to the next and you don't really have a home. So like Mohsen said, if he can find the right place, like maybe who knows, he could pick up his form. Heading over to Serie A, Juventus have made a €30 million offer for Duvan Zapata, according to reports in Italy. You think Zapata to Juve is the right move for him?
What do you think? It's Colombian, right?
Speaking of Colombia, today is the Colombian Independence Day. Shout out to all my Colombian viewers out there.
Congrats, dude.
Yeah, thanks. AKA me. That just happened to be there. I didn't even plan that. I don't know. I mean, Juve does have a lot of forwards. So, I mean, if he's just going to go and sit on the bench, then I don't want him to go. I like that he's on a good team in Atalanta and he's playing Champions League football. So if I were him, I'd just be sure if it's the right move for him. You know what I mean?
I think, if I was him, I would maybe stay an extra year and see where Atalanta moves going forward, you know?
Yeah, I wouldn't
Maybe
mind
be
that.
part of a project.
How old is he?
Good question. Let me check.
And
He
if they're
is,
planning to sell like Bernard skins, like those players, then why not?
he's 29, so he's
Um,
not too young.
yeah.
I don't know. I guess it depends, but I think he's in a good team right now. I don't know.
Yeah. Or I'd rather he hold off a little bit and wait for another offer to come in next summer, or even be in the January window, something that suits him more. You know,
Yeah.
Who would he start over? I guess.
Higuain, since Higuain's gonna be showing the door.
Kind of, but I feel like Dybala playing Cam, like a more center forward type role, or is he playing more of a striker? Because recently I've seen him a lot more on striker.
It's a good question. I mean, regardless, he's gonna have to take someone's spot, some attacker's spot. I don't know who it'll be, but if he's gonna sit on the bench, I don't want like a James thing where he has to like sit on the bench so much to realize like he's not in the right spot. He's gotta move elsewhere.
Yeah, that's what I say. I don't want that to happen to him either.
Yeah.
So like if he seems kind of pretty happy right now.
All right, let's move on to the recap last week's games. We had Man U versus Crystal Palace, 2-0. We had Chelsea versus Norwich, 1-0 Chelsea. Real Madrid versus Villarreal, 2-1 Real Madrid. Brian, congratulations on the league. Man United versus Chelsea was 3-1 Chelsea. Tough game. We'll get into that in a minute. Real Madrid versus Leganes, 2-2. That ended in tie. Newcastle versus Tottenham was 3-1 Tottenham. Arsenal versus Liverpool was 2-0 Arsenal. Porto versus Sporting was 2-0 Porto. Juventus versus Sassuolo was 3-3 in a tie. Leicester and Sheffield ended 2-0 Leicester. Arsenal versus Man City was 2-0 Arsenal. And then Barcelona versus Osasuna was 2-1. And then Barcelona beat Alaves 5-0. So let's jump right into the Man U Chelsea. That was a good game. And I know we all watched that one. So go ahead, spit it out. Spit it out.
So the first half was so boring, and then the last 15 to 20 minutes were just all like injury time. And I think it was right after that whole injury that Giroud scored, because the team was like, what the fuck is going on right now? And then he scored. And the second half started with another goal. I think it was, who was it? Giroud, I think, again? I don't remember. But he scored in like the 47th minute. Again, it was just like a surprise. And then after that, I honestly thought that we're gonna attack more and like change the tactics, and he did. Like Solskjaer did by like bringing in Greenwood, Pogba, which I do think they had to start from the beginning.
That's what I was gonna say.
That was a mistake. And I think he realized that after too. And Martial, they all like came into the game, but they didn't do anything big. And we just had that PK. And I do have to say that De Gea it wasn't the best game for De Gea.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have a follow-up, I guess,
Go ahead.
later on for that. About the goalkeepers, I put it like as a second subject for later on. I don't want to go too much in the goalkeepers because I think we're going to revisit that one. But I will say, I guess I have a question in a way. Do you think Solskjaer cost Man United that game with his
I think it was, yeah. I think his.
I'll say yeah. I'll say a little bit.
All the FA Cups and the Europa League before that game, it was always Sergio Romero in the goal, and he had a really good like clean sheet record too, and like he's a trustable goalkeeper. And on the other hand, De Gea, I don't know. I think again it's his self-confidence that like sometimes bothers him, and like that happens. But I do think so. Yeah, it was Solskjaer's.
I think that the games leading up to this match, they were clicking, and they were clicking because they had played like a specific group of players, and their chemistry was starting to build. And then all of a sudden, Solskjaer just switches it up and plays like Daniel James, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played a few people that are Brandon Williams. Just it wasn't the same.
Fred, like he was vanished the whole game. Like I didn't see him at all.
Yeah, something about Brandon Williams is that he's a little bit kind of like Wan-Bissaka, where like defensively he's pretty good, but going forward he kind of does what Wan-Bissaka does, and he just puts his foot over the ball and then looks to pass back. He's not confident enough to like go.
I literally there were a few times that I literally saw Bruno Fernandes looking for players, and because of the formation, the wings we didn't have any wings. We had like fullbacks.
Yeah,
It was Brandon Williams and Wan-Bissaka, and we had Rashford in the middle, and Bruno Fernandes behind him. So he didn't have any options to pass, and that's when we like lost the ball.
yeah. I mean, I would also say that yeah. I mean, Solskjaer does take a little bit of the blame. Like the lineup wasn't too convincing, and I know you caught on to that when we talked about it. And then when he put them on later on in the game, it was too little, too late. Like he should have done it from the beginning. And like you said, De Gea's confidence is just not there. I really think they really got to evaluate that De Gea situation. Like some routine saves that like you should be making,
And he did have like crazy saves after that.
I know it's just a matter of being consistent. Mosa, what are your thoughts on like De Gea? Like, do you think there's something going on there, or do you think he can improve, or what should Man United do?
I think he's confused.
Yeah.
And he has not self-confidence. I don't know why, but he has not.
Yeah. He's not the same player from 2-3 seasons ago when he was like the best keeper in the league.
Yes, because I remember it was a competition for De Gea. But now I think Manchester United don't want him if he continue actions like that.
Yeah.
And saves like that.
I don't think like even other teams want some goalkeeper like that either.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it's plays like that can literally cost you points. That can cost you the league. Like it comes down to those kind of plays, and you can't be giving up points like that.
He seemed a little distracted to me. Like he saw it come, because especially for the last goal, I think it was Mount. I want to say
Mason Mount.
Yeah, I think it was Mount who scored it. I'm not sure. It was pretty far distance. I feel like he had enough time to react to it. You know what I mean?
Definitely, and it wasn't like a stretch too. It was literally like the ball was next to him too.
Yeah. So they gotta address that.
Every time that happens, he touches it, but it's not that strong, so it goes in. You know, he's like he's.
And I do want to touch on Harry Maguire. It wasn't his best game. It
was not. And Lindelof, neither of them.
Yeah, I did see Lindelof going up a lot, like moving the ball forward by himself. I don't know if that's something Solskjaer wants him to do, or that's just him with confidence going forward. But I don't know. That Man U was progressing, and they took one step back. But we'll see how they finish off the season.
Yeah, it was a combination of De Gea's like mistakes and Brandon Williams, Lindelof, and Maguire.
That's like half the team.
Yeah.
I'd say the manager too, cause I'm pretty sure the next game for Manchester is like West Ham, and it's not a particularly like crazy game. Is it West Ham?
Let me check right now.
It's tomorrow.
West Ham, yeah.
Yeah, it's West Ham, right? So it's not a particularly like crazy game. I mean, I guess they need to have like some rested players, but I'd rather put in my players at the beginning and take them off after a win, like around the 60th minute when you have something a little more secure, than having to put them in as an emergency later on in the game, you know.
But on the other side, Leicester did lose against Tottenham, and So that's opportunity for us to Manchester United to go up in the league now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a title is pretty important, especially for a team like Manchester and Chelsea, who are really trying to build confidence right now.
Or
Let's put it
Arsenal.
this, let's put it this way. Would you rather finish top four or win the FA Cup?
I mean, look,
No,
I
just
think
just answer. Just answer.
oh, it depends.
I'd say FA Cup. Like
I think it depends. If you're talking about revenue and you know that aspect, then you definitely want.
as a player, would you
Look,
rather win top four or FA Cup?
I'd rather do the FA Cup just because you know Manchester United is not going to win the Champions League next year. I'm
As a
sorry,
player,
guys.
as
We're
a
not
player,
gonna win it, or we're not gonna be in it.
You're not gonna win it. Even if you made it, I don't think you'd win it.
We're gonna make it, and we're gonna win it.
I mean, as a player, I'm gonna look at the FA Cup. Chat. I want that silverware.
Yeah.
I could care less about finishing top four. Because as a player, you want to see all the trophies that you've won.
And you are going
Yeah.
to experience some European like tournament too. You're gonna be in Europa League, right?
Oh, true. Yeah. If you
Yeah.
win.
Like yeah, like Adrian said, you know, you're retired. Are you gonna tell your grandchildren, hey, like I finished top four? Are you gonna say, hey, I won the FA Cup?
Exactly.
Like I won a championship. You know what I mean? It's a little different.
Let's move on to Arsenal versus Man City. Gonna be honest, I did not expect that. We were at the beach and I was watching it on the beach. I remember I got Yaz's text while I'm driving 2-0 Arsenal. I literally was like, what the fuck? I almost crashed my car. Man, that Arsenal team, I was able to rewatch the entire game afterwards. They showed some fight, man. They showed fight. Arteta has them right where he wants them. Obviously, they knew City was going to control possession the entire game. But they were right there. And on the counterattack, Aubameyang, man, I need him to resign. Like, where are we going to get someone to replace all of the goals? You're just not going to be able to replace that. Yeah. I hope he sees this and sees like, all right, there's something there. Arsenal is trending in the right direction. You know what? I'm going to put pen to paper and I'm going to sign this deal. It could happen. It could not. But they surprised me. I really did.
I think Guardiola himself said that I think Arsenal wanted to win that game more than us. And that's like, I could totally see that like with the type that we're playing. So, yeah.
I haven't been that.
I was surprised too.
I saw like what you call it, like a quote. I'm not sure if it's like an actual quote or whatever it was, but I saw like something on Instagram where it said like reporters like, wow, like Arteta really like learned a lot. I think Guardiola's like, no, I think we learned a lot from him. And it's not always like, you know, I think Guardiola, it's also important to understand that Guardiola also maybe did learn a lot from Arteta just as much as Arteta maybe learned from Guardiola.
Yeah. So it's gonna be.
You said that you want Aubameyang to go to Real Madrid.
Oh, I mean, I don't know because it's hard. I personally like Benzema because I think he's a facilitator. I think how he plays really works in our system. But that being said, you know, Aubameyang is not a bad player to give him competition. So it's a little hard. I don't know.
Who do you prefer most, Aubameyang or Benzema?
Of course, Aubameyang.
Hey.
Oh, really? I can't agree. I would take Benzema.
Déjalo que él hable, man. Boston, do you think Aubameyang could do better than Benzema in Real Madrid?
Sure, it's very better, and he has a wish. He had a wish for being a little part of Real Madrid, but Florentino Perez he wasn't accept that, and he I think he was in Dortmund, and after not accepting by Florentino Perez, he was decided to go to Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think?
I think he did say that he has like the passion to play for Real Madrid. Like,
He does. I think he definitely wanted to. But I understand why you think goal wise he can make a big impact, but I don't think he's as complete as Benzema in terms of as a whole player.
I mean, if he doesn't go now, he's gonna be older, and he probably wouldn't ever go like join his favorite team.
Yeah. I just rather take a younger player in if I'm gonna, develop him a longer time. Which
Mbappe,
Jovic would have been the ideal, but he didn't work out.
favorite decision, Mbappe, Kylian.
I would take Mbappe over anyone we just talked about. Mbappe
Yeah, I mean,
is so good.
And he's for the future, right? So.
Yeah.
I mean, if Aubameyang were to go to it or replace Benzema, although I don't think that would happen. Like Brian said, Benzema offers a little bit more in terms of like his hold up play and distributing to others. But Aubameyang doesn't really do that. Aubameyang just attacks the net. Real would kind of have to switch up their play a little bit to adjust to someone like Aubameyang, but both of them are good players and both of them are going to score goals. We know that. Yeah. We'll see what happens.
I think it's like part of Zidane. I think you've seen that Zidane really likes Benzema, like really, really likes Benzema.
So that means that the final is going to be Chelsea versus Arsenal. Mohsen, I'll start with you. Who do you think is going to win the FA Cup?
I think Lampard has a better chance to win.
That's fair. What about you, Yaz? Who do you think, Chelsea or Arsenal?
Arsenal. It's their only chance to be in any like a European tournament, and this gonna really help them with the transfer window. So
just
hate Chelsea.
Wait, what about you, Brian? Man U? I mean, sorry, I said Man U.
You could put like a third division team versus Chelsea, and yeah, it'll still pick the third division team.
Yeah.
Chelsea or Arsenal, Brian?
I actually like.
Spit it out.
I like.
Chelsea.
I like. For example, I like Chelsea. I would want Chelsea to win, but that being said, I wouldn't mind Arsenal winning. Like I'm pretty neutral when it comes to both those teams.
Dude, just watch Chelsea losing to Arsenal, and then Manchester United be third, Leicester fourth, Chelsea fifth. So they're literally gonna be.
No, yes, you still owe me sunglasses.
Wait, I want to add this. I want to add this. Remember before the game, said the Man U Chelsea game was gonna be 3-0, right?
Oh, it's close,
dude. He said 3-0 Man U, right? I was praying the game was gonna end 3-0, right? So I could slap it on them, and then fucking Man U scores a goal, and I was like, fuck, it's 3-1. As if it ended 3-0, like, yo, at least you got the score right. I was lucky pissed that they were able to score, but Chelsea or Arsenal? Chelsea looked pretty strong against like a Man U. I thought Man U was going to be stronger, but Chelsea looked pretty strong. I'm afraid the thing with Arsenal is that they're going to get too complacent and sit back and defend the whole game, and you just can't do that. You know what I mean? If they're going to play the same way they play against City, like it's a tough way to play. I mean, they just barely got past City. But like said, Arsenal, it's like they're do or die. Like this is their season. So I'm gonna go Arsenal, man. I have to go with my guys. But Chelsea in a cup final, I mean, we already know what happened last year in the Europa League. That didn't end well, but I want to roll with Arsenal. Let's see how this goes.
I think in order to have that defensive shape like in Atletico Madrid, you have to have people who are very disciplined.
Mm-hmm. And like David Luiz and Mustafi.
Yeah, exactly like those two. I think. I just don't know if two would really hold as like that for that type of defensive role, right?
So let's get into a good discussion about the Arsenal goalkeeper situation and the Manchester United goalkeeper situation. Should Bernd Leno and David De Gea be replaced? What do you guys think? I'll go with you, Brian.
I think Henderson should replace De Gea. Unless De Gea can somehow pull some confidence back. Because the reality is that even though people want to believe that he can come back, this is a business where results matter, and you can't be emotional about these things. Like you have to do what's best for the team, right? Like if these things continue and go on, and he continues making mistakes, it doesn't matter. You have to play your best player. That's the point of a professional team. In terms of Arsenal, I think he had a really good game. I think he's done really well, but I think he still needs more time to really solidify that number one over Leno.
You're talking about Martinez?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. This one goes to either Yaz or Mohsen. Do you think that Man U needs to splash some money and go out and buy a new goalkeeper, or should they keep faith in De Gea and give him another chance?
Go ahead, Mohsen.
I think Manchester United have to give confidence to De Gea, perhaps by resting him. But I don't think it was a very well decision to buy another goalkeeper
Yeah,
right now.
yeah, I do think the same. I think De Gea. I mean, Ole already said that I'm like fully supporting him no matter what, and Sheffield United already like signed another contract. Like they renewed the contract
Oh, for the loan.
already. Yeah, for the next season.
Yeah.
So and as Mohsen said, maybe like just giving him some time, play Sergio Romero for a few games, and then when he gets his confidence back, put him in.
Well,
And
I have a
think
question, I
he's
guess.
gonna do well, hopefully, for a few other seasons.
I have a question for both of you. How much time do you give him?
Question.
Uh,
Wait, both of you was Yaz and Mohsen, or me and Yaz, or who?
Yeah, Muslim.
Okay, go ahead.
Until he can play well in the goal in the training, maybe. But we are in the uh, last time of season,
yeah.
so I think there is a lot of time for him
Mm.
for getting better.
And also, I don't know how would the coach or himself know when he gets his confidence back, because it's not his skills, you know. It's the pressure of the game that gets him, and that only can be solved by playing more, which is gonna cost the team. So
So
it's
would
not
you
gonna be like, oh, just training, like more training is gonna solve that. No, because it's his like mentality and the confidence. And
so
the pressure. Go ahead.
that leads me to my next question. Is it too late in his career to rule out a loan option where he could go somewhere else and
I
rediscover
think
his
so.
form?
Yeah. And also, it's a big name to get loaned to. I don't know, like another like a lower team in the
Like,
table.
what if he goes to, like, I don't know, Roma, and he was like, wow, he's still a good goalkeeper. You know what I mean? Like, maybe he just needs to go somewhere else. And
I don't know. As a goalkeeper, I don't know if that works though. That works that way though. And he's almost 30, so
yeah, true. It could be too late in his career. But
Well,
I think. Oh, go ahead.
maybe on just give him more time this season. Just play him more, and then hopefully next season is gonna be a refresh, and it's gonna be better.
When is the cut date though? Like, because results matter. You know what I mean? And while they say like
I mean, if
they
you
would
guys remember last year, he fucked up so many times in a row, um, and Soldier just kept like using him as a first goalkeeper, and he did get better, but again, it cost the team.
yeah.
I don't know. I'd say since it's like the end of the season, almost just play him a few more games, and he keeps fucking up, then replace him.
It's like I think De Gea has money in the bank right now, where because of his previous results, he still has like that confidence where people still think he'll return to his full form. And like Adrian said, maybe a loan option is a good idea. But I guess the thing to understand is also goalkeepers don't stop playing early. They tend to last a little longer. So
Yeah.
maybe 30 isn't as old as a normal player is.
Yeah, they can go well into like their 36, 37, 38
Yeah.
if they want to go that far. But there's a little bit of the blame in a way kind of fall on Sergio Romero for not putting enough pressure on De Gea to perform well. You know what I mean? Like is Romero not putting enough pressure on De Gea, challenging him for that number one position? Has he become too?
I think he maybe not anymore, but he does think that like he like De Gea is De Gea, and like he's way better, at least like name wise and like history wise. And he probably kind of gave up, saying like I'm going to be a permanent like a second goalkeeper. So
Mhm.
maybe that's why he's not putting that much effort. But honestly, every time he's in the goal, we're fine. He has a really good like clean sheet record too. I don't remember what it is, but yeah, he's very trustable.
That's why there's something exciting about Henderson, where Henderson is up and coming. Like he would put that pressure on De Gea, and then you'll see maybe start to see results come in that manner.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Going now, moving on to Arsenal. Obviously, Leno is injured, and Emi Martinez had no option, so they kind of threw him in there. And Emi Martinez has been performing really well. Now he's performing so well that people are starting to question whether Leno does Leno deserve his spot when he comes back? Kind of like Brian said earlier, not enough games to say like, oh yeah, this is our new number one. He has performed really well, but Leno was doing the same for a longer period of time. Leno did have 1 or 2 games, but for the most part, I think he's the player of our season. So I still think it belongs to Leno. But it is good to have someone like Martinez to put pressure on Leno, because it's like a win-win. It's a healthy competition, and it pushes both players.
I remember something like that happened to Real Madrid. It was Casillas versus
Diego Lopez.
yeah, Diego Lopez, and he kind of like Casillas got injured, and he played, and he was so good that like he kind of replaced him even after Casillas got like back from injury.
Yeah.
But
Then Diego Lopez. Then Navas came in and pressured Diego
yeah,
Lopez, and then there was a rotation there.
so but the same thing also happened to Spurs, but they kept trusting Hugo Lloris and his after his injury, even though the second goalkeeper was as like I say he was as good as him, but they just trusted Lloris because of his experience.
Let's move on to some predictions. We have Man City versus Watford. Just who do you think's gonna win, Man City or Watford?
Man City.
Wilson?
Man
Man City.
City.
Yes.
Man City, yeah.
Man City. So I'm gonna go Man City as well. Man City versus Norwich. Brian,
Man City.
Mohsen?
Man City.
Man
Yes,
City.
same.
Yeah, same. Man City. Arsenal, Aston Villa.
Aston Villa. I'm kidding. Arsenal.
How do you kick Brian out of the Zoom meeting? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go Arsenal.
I'd say it's gonna be a tie.
Okay, it's fair.
Same. Bro.
Yeah. Arsenal versus Watford.
Arsenal.
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 Arsenal. Good answer, guys. Man U, West Ham. This is a tough one. Don't think it's easy.
West Ham.
Let's say Manchester is gonna win.
Is West Ham safe from relegation? Because I know they were battling it.
Yeah,
but
they don't have anything. That's why I said it. Like they don't have anything to play for, because they're safe from relegation, and they're not. I don't think they're fighting for anything up top.
plus, Man U is gonna bounce back from that ugly loss, so I'm gonna say Man U.
And it's a good opportunity to go up because Leicester just lost.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'll say Man U.
I think it's actually going to be Chelsea and Man U in the Champions League. It's going to be pretty exciting next year, guys.
Yeah.
Having both of them. I mean, Chelsea was back already, but having
Liverpool,
U back.
Man City, Man U, and Chelsea in the UCL.
Yeah.
No more
Good
Spurs
old
shirts.
times.
Yeah.
No more Spurs. Yeah, fuck Spurs. Liverpool versus Chelsea.
Ooh.
Honestly, I'm going to say Chelsea because Liverpool is not playing well. They just don't care anymore.
I'm gonna say a tie.
I
I'm gonna say a
think
tie.
I'm agree with Chelsea.
Chelsea. What about you? Yes.
Dude, Liverpool. I hate both, but come on, Liverpool is Liverpool, man.
Yeah, you actually hate Chelsea. Holy crap.
He hates Chelsea
Yeah,
more
I
than
didn't.
he hates Liverpool.
More than he hates, like he hates.
At Liverpool?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Liverpool. If they beat them, then it's another opportunity for Man U to go up. So fuck yeah.
Chelsea versus Wolves.
Yeah, I know. Yaz is gonna say Wolves, but I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna say tie. I'm gonna say tie.
I'm gonna say tie too. I'm gonna be generous. What do you think,
Okay,
Mohsen?
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Chelsea. That's fair. Chelsea is clicking right now.
I could see a tie though. I could see a tie.
Leicester versus Man U.
That is the last game of the league for Man U and Leicester. So Man U.
Man U. Leicester is kind of on a downfall.
Yeah, I could see a tie though.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
Spurs versus Crystal Palace.
Wait, Mosan, what did you
Oh,
say?
sorry, Mosan. Leicester or Man U?
Man U.
Man U.
Mm.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with Man U. Except when you choose them 3-0 in semifinal.
Yeah.
Okay, Spurs versus Crystal Palace.
Spurs. Crystal Palace is so bad this year.
Probably Spurs. They've been catching a little more rhythm.
Yeah, I'll say Spurs.
What about you, Mohsen?
Spurs.
Spurs. Juve versus Udinese. I hope I said that right.
Udinese.
Udinese.
Juve.
Juve. I think Juve already won the league, didn't they? Or not yet?
Not yet officially, but yeah.
Practically. Hypotheoretically, they did.
Objectively.
Juve versus Sampdoria.
It's gonna be a tie.
I feel like maybe Juve will probably already win it by this point, and they'll do the same thing in Liverpool, where they kind of just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
So let's say a tie. A tie sounds about all right.
Juve.
I say Sampdoria.
Sampdoria. Okay, I like that one. And then the final two games here: Inter versus Fiorentina.
Inter.
Inter probably.
And
I
again,
think Inter, but Inter.
Inter, yeah. Inter is stacking up. They're gonna look good next season. They're gonna look good. And then Inter versus Genoa. So Brian, what should people do?
They should comment, like, and subscribe in any order.
Yeah, where can they find us on social media?
@ Crossbar Podcast on Instagram.
What's the upload schedule looking like?
Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Concludes episode 5.